Eventually they meet up and complete the stage, including a 50-kilometre kayak. Wayne is back with the team, but they've lost hours. After that, there's a 45-kilometre ride to the next cutoff. Orion make it in time, but have had to miss a lot of checkpoints.
When we lost Wayne, I didn't know if we were going to find him, because it was seemed like a couple of hours before, we thought something quite bad might have happened to him, because no one that we talked to that had come down the hill had seen him, so we were quite confused.
Oh, it was a little bit traumatic out there, to be honest, because I was sat in the rain for an hour and 15 at the place where I'd lost them, thinking they'll come back, they'll come back, they'll come back, and no more teams came through. And then finally Noon came through, and I'm like, can I tag along? They go, yeah.
I think it's a pretty uphill battle from here, but we'll do what we can. You never know. Yeah. We don't know what the scores are, but I'm sure Nike have 3 or 4 more checkpoints than us. So unless they fall to bits, and I think that's, I don't know, but there's probably a few other teams that have been going along well while we've been stumbling.
The defending champions lose the race by losing concentration for just a second. They start the next stage hours behind Helly Hensen, who've been going well while the Kiwis faltered. The route from here takes the teams 40 kilometres over the mountains to Alvados, passing 175-million-year-old dinosaur footprints. There are checkpoints for the teams to tread past on the way to Alvados. Nike haven't even begun the hike yet, and make the previous cutoff right next door to the Barrow dinosaur footprints with just 10 minutes to spare.
There you go. Hello, just out here. Ready to check out now? You have the clock out before too.
In their rush, they believe they are even shorter on time than they actually are and make critical decisions before the next hike.
We chose to bypass the checkpoints on the track and just leapfrog in, trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit with these time cutoffs and not be so stressed in getting in at the last minute.
I reckon just missing out all of these.
In the end, it was a mistake that cost us. That's where the British team, Helly Hensen, leapfrogged us, because they're out running through all these checkpoints that they'd started several hours earlier in the day.
So while Helly Hensen take the high road past all the checkpoints, Nike's lack of attention to detail catches up with them, and they take the low road, missing enough checkpoints to hand Helly Hensen a firm advantage in the race. The Brits need to stay awake, alert, and on the right path for one more night to become the world champions. On the last of 5 dawns in the race, the final trek to the finish has a damp start with a 1-kilometre swim across the river at Fossarello. From here it's a 23-kilometre run to the finish, and the team that were on nobody's radar pre-race could be about to win the title.
Oh, massive adrenaline. And it was early because we thought we were hoping that it wouldn't make a cut-off, and then we found out they did make the cut-off. So that's when we realised that we probably weren't going to win. But then they've just, they've just folded for some reason. But that's maybe just the pressure we put on them, keeping ahead of them and stuff. That was kind of our plan, really.
Nike seem to know they've lost it, and for everyone it's just a question of getting the whole thing over and done with. Daylight reveals what the lead teams did in the dark. Seaside holidays in Portugal aren't supposed to be like this.
You okay?
You look me okay? I'm feeling cold, sleepy, tired, everything.
One more stage, that's it. Yeah, finished.
Exactly.
You can finish forever.
Yes, exactly.
Will you do another adventure race ever?
No.
Baleal-Peniche was recently the venue for the Surfing World Cup, and it's where the epic 2009 Adventure Racing World Championships finishes. In a victory for brains, self-belief, desire and team spirit, Helly Hensen are cheered over the line at 9:30 a.m.
This is beyond my wildest dreams. This is, I don't know, I couldn't express in words. It means everything.
It's just been an emotional roller coaster because we haven't really known exactly where we've been. We've been working so hard, pushing our bodies to beyond the limit, had no sleep. Today we were just literally running completely on empty, but just kept going and going and going.
Helly Hensen have achieved something that few people would have put money on. They've beaten Nike into second place.
Yeah, we gave it our best, and we didn't calculate things quite the way we needed to pull it off.
Third goes to Swedish team Lundhags.
They helped me a lot. My worst competition ever. But now, yeah, we're here. That's nice.
Only one checkpoint separated the top two, and Lundhags weren't far adrift at the finish. Orion dropped to fourth after their nightmare, but still ahead of navigator raid like Quechua and Buff Thermocool. After a disappointing end to the race, the New Zealanders finally managed to lift their spirits for the finish.
That was, I think that's one of the hardest ones we've done. It's just, all the time, just trying to go fast, trying to make cuts. Pressure's always on. It was, yeah, that was an exhausting week.
Sleep deprivation, gosh, you just go right down and crash out and tears, and then you're right up and it's the best feeling in the world, and then right back down again the whole 5 days. It's absolutely brutal, but it was just the most amazing thing to have done, and to see the stuff we've seen and do the stuff we've done, it's just been brilliant.
I think especially just this morning, really early in the morning, that was really hard because it just seemed like the last bike ride lasted forever, and I just kept thinking this is never going to end, so it's just so nice to walk across the line now.
Just tell us how hard that was.
Truly hard. Every night you are on the pedaling, you are running, and the sleep monsters are seeing things.
What is a sleep monster then?
The sleep monsters is at night when you don't sleep. In 7 days I sleep 5 hours, so you're starting to see some things, you're starting to hallucinate, you're starting to if you want something, you see something. At night on the wood, if you want a bakery, you see a bakery. It's strange and very hallucinated.
You know, that's the thing about good adventure racers, they have short memories. You know, I forget about all the crappy stuff and we start remembering the good stuff really pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was beautiful experience. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
At over 900 kilometres, the course was always designed to be a tough one. It was also designed to be very tactical. And after 6 days of racing, that's exactly the way it's turned out. And although their sleep was accidental, it's the team that have slept longest and planned best that have come out on top. And they've now got a year to prepare for the next World Championships.